Psychology says that people who prefer being alone are often misunderstood. They're labeled as antisocial, distant, cold, or broken. But in reality, many of them are none of those things. In many cases, their brain simply works differently. Social interaction doesn't energize them the way it does for others. It drains them, overstimulates them, or feels unnecessary. And if you've always preferred solitude, there are real psychological reasons behind it. Here are 5 rare psychological traits commonly found in people who prefer being alone. 1. You have a low tolerance for superficial social behavior. If you prefer being alone, you likely struggle with fake interactions, not just lying, but exaggerated friendliness, forced enthusiasm, small talk with no real intention behind it. Your mind is wired to notice when conversations lack sincerity. Psychology shows that higher self-awareness increases sensitivity to social inconsistency. You pick up on tone shifts, subtle contradictions, and hidden motives faster than most people. While others may tolerate these interactions for the sake of fitting in, you feel uncomfortable doing so. You'd rather be alone than participate in conversations that feel scripted or performative. This doesn't mean you dislike people, it means you dislike pretending. Your solitude isn't avoidance, it's alignment with your values. 2. You prioritize depth over frequency in human connection. People who prefer being alone aren't emotionally unavailable. In fact, it's often the opposite. You feel deeply, think deeply, and connect deeply. And that's exactly why casual relationships don't satisfy you. Research on deep cognitive processing shows that individuals who reflect more internally seek meaning over stimulation. You don't want many conversations, you want meaningful ones. You're not interested in talking just to fill silence. You want to explore ideas, emotions, motivations, fears, and truths. When that level of depth isn't present, your brain disengages. So instead of forcing shallow bonds, you wait, sometimes for a long time. Solitude becomes preferable to connection without substance. 3. Your nervous system processes social input more intensely. Psychology refers to this as heightened sensory and emotional sensitivity. It means your brain absorbs more information during social interaction. Facial expressions, tone of voice, emotional undercurrents, group dynamics, all of it. While others filter most of this out unconsciously, you process it consciously. That takes energy, a lot of it. After being around people, you may feel mentally exhausted even if the interaction was positive. This isn't social anxiety, it's neurological load. Your brain needs solitude to regulate itself, reset, and recover. Alone time isn't loneliness for you, it's maintenance. 4. You have a strong internal world and low need for external validation. Many people rely on others to feel grounded, entertained, or validated. But if you prefer being alone, you likely find those things within yourself. Psychology describes this as low social dependency. You don't need constant reassurance to feel okay. You can think, imagine, reflect, and problem solve on your own. This trait often develops in people who learned early how to rely on themselves emotionally. You may appear distant or detached to others, but internally your mind is active and rich. You don't seek attention, you seek clarity. You don't chase approval, you trust your inner compass. That independence can intimidate people who rely heavily on external connection. 5. You are selective because your trust is intentional, not automatic. People who prefer being alone are often cautious with emotional access, not because they fear connection, but because they understand its cost. Psychology shows that past experiences strongly shape trust thresholds. If you've experienced betrayal, inconsistency, or emotional neglect, your brain learned to protect itself. Now you observe before you engage, you listen more than you speak, you watch how people treat others before deciding how close they get to you. This doesn't mean you dislike people, it means you dislike pretending. Your solitude isn't avoidance, it's alignment with your values. Here's the truth most people miss. Preferring solitude doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It often means something is strong within you. It means you have higher awareness, deeper processing, emotional sensitivity, and internal stability. You don't need constant noise to feel alive. You don't fear silence because you understand it. Some of the most insightful, creative, and psychologically resilient people spend long periods alone, not because they're disconnected from the world, but because they're deeply connected to themselves. And sometimes the strongest minds walk alone, not forever, but long enough to understand who they really are. If this resonated with you, subscribe for more psychology that explains your mind in ways school never did. The next video might help you understand yourself even deeper.